Hello, and welcome to another episode of Never Seen It. It's a podcast where we watch movies we've never seen and then talk about them. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy. With me, as always, is Trent, my husband.
I'm always here.
Always?
Always.
Well, for this anyway.
Yes.
It would be very awkward if I did this alone.
Yeah.
Well, today we are going to be watching a movie that neither of us has seen. It is 2015's James Bond film, Spectre. Somehow we've made it 6 years without seeing this Daniel Craig movie.
It's very surprising because I can't tell you how many times the two of us have told each other, we really should watch Spectre.
Well, and I don't know why we didn't see it in the theater in the first place. In 2015, the only thing I could think of is it's when we were moving.
It was when we were moving, and I think the other reason was this movie got mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to talk a lot about Skyfall in this, because
Probably.
that's the most recent one that we've seen, and it is by far the best.
Right. It's kind of an every other role with Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
So Casino Royale, really good. Quantum of Solace, mixed reviews.
Yep.
Skyfall, really good.
Yeah.
Spectre, mixed reviews. The new one that's coming out in a week is getting really good reviews as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So we'll see what this one is. But yeah, Spectre, I mean, it's got everything we could want.
Yeah.
You've got Daniel Craig,
Yep.
who has proven himself a worthy Bond. You've got Ray Fiennes
who's taken over Judi Dench's position
the
as
new
M.
M.
Yep.
Ben Whishaw as Q.
Q.
He's back. And then the villain in this
We
one.
got new villain.
Yep,
We got
is
Christoph Waltz.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's no real reason for us not to have seen this. I have no idea why we missed it.
Again, I said it before. We told each other many times we should just watch Spectre.
Yeah.
We've had the Daniel Craig collection, quote unquote, on our shelf forever.
Right. And I think now is the time simply because I think there is a little bit of a continuation with the next story.
Right, and you normally don't get that with James Bond movies.
No, most of the Bond movies, there is no continuation. You don't have any reference to anything that happened before. But Daniel Craig's been the exception.
Yeah.
They've sort of carried over stories.
The only connection have been the people who play the bit characters.
Yeah.
M is always the same, Q is always the same, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, no, there's a different thing with Judi Dench.
Right.
Judi Dench, her health has been waning. I was surprised that she got through Skyfall, and it was kind of all about her.
Right. Well, and that felt like it was going to be her last movie, and then she's like, no, I'm still good.
Yeah.
I'll make a bunch more. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because she's still sharp and everything, but it's, she has, what
She
do
has
they call
macular
it?
degeneration.
Yeah,
in her
she's
eye.
losing her eyesight.
Yeah.
So you might have to help her get to her spot and stuff, which for an actor is really important. You need to hit your marks.
Sure.
And once you can't do that anymore, it becomes difficult to pursue that career.
Yeah.
But people have been acting well beyond their prime.
Of course.
As long as they're flexible and making accommodations. Like, what was her name? Cecily Tyson. She was, I'm trying to think if there's anything you'd actually know her from. She was in Roots.
Okay.
When we watched that miniseries, and she acted until she was like 90-some years old.
Well, who was the gal who just won a Tony at 95?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exact. Well, no, she's 90, I think. Yeah. But no, Cecily Tyson, they would basically have to like whisper lines into her ear. She was in, I think, The Good Wife or something recently.
Okay.
And she couldn't hardly do anything. She couldn't memorize her lines, but she could deliver her lines.
Yeah.
So somebody would read her line, she'd go into character, she'd do the line, and they'd get it on film.
Just let these people retire, damn it.
They don't want to retire. Judi Dench doesn't want to
More like
retire.
their agents don't want them to retire.
No, if they wanted to retire, they would. Look at
I
Sean
know.
Connery, to bring it back to James Bond.
Sure.
Sean Connery said, I'm done,
I'm
and he
done.
stayed done.
Yes, yeah.
For 20 plus years.
What was the last movie he did?
I think it was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did like 3 or 4 in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and then that was it.
Yep.
And he said, peace out, I'm going to
done.
go to the island I own, and I'm going to golf for the rest of my life.
And watch tennis.
And that was 20 years ago.
That was like his last public appearance was at that fucking tennis game.
It was like his only public appearance.
Right. In like a decade.
He disappeared for 20 years.
Yeah.
And the next time we heard about him, it's like, it's because he died, you know?
Him and Gene Hackman
Yeah.
are the two guys I can think of that just fucked off forever.
Same thing. Gene
know?
Hackman has been basically off the radar for 20 years.
Yeah.
But he checked in this year and said, I'm still alive.
Right.
I'm good. I'm old and skinny, but it's me.
Yeah, still kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do you, let's bring it back to the movie. So what do you know about this movie?
So let's check back in with where we were when Skyfall ended. So James Bond kind of had he was hit at home, quite literally.
Yes.
They went back to his old stomping grounds.
And he had been basically declared dead.
Yeah.
But he came back.
Yeah.
Because they were all being attacked.
Right.
Yeah.
Agents of MI6 were being attacked.
Well, the building itself.
And the building itself. Yes, exactly. And they had a list of MI6 agents, of 00 agents.
Yeah.
That this guy, who was a Javier Bardem's character, I don't remember his name, but he was fucking twisted.
Yeah.
I really liked his character.
He was a very good villain.
Yeah. They really got after him, and they got into the system. Like, they got hacked, like Q's system got hacked.
Yep.
And it was a very, very modern kind of a James Bond thing. And the whole motif was, you know what, Bond is finished.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing about him at the beginning, like, not being able to shoot straight.
Yep.
Like, he was failing all of his tests, and they just let him pass because they need him.
Yeah.
They don't need his skills, they need him. So at the end, Judi Dench is gone.
Yep.
We've got a new M. We've got the new Q is still there. Moneypenny is introduced as Moneypenny because she didn't really have a name before.
That's right. She showed up at the beginning, but it's not until the end that we say
we didn't know her
name.
Right.
And she's back in this one.
Yep.
So I
think she's got a pretty big role in this one
I
and
would assume,
this new
she's
one.
in Spectre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know she's in the last one.
So he's basically reinstated as, hey, this is usual business.
Yep.
I don't know if there's any existing threat, but I know Spectre goes into No Time to Die. Like there's a complete through line between this movie and the next one.
So it is important for us to have seen this.
Yeah, if we want to see the next one.
I would not want to go into the next one and not having watched this movie.
Which is exactly why we're doing it today.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much all I know. I don't know the plot. I'm going to go with evil villain plotting to do bad.
Hey, Christoph Waltz can be a bad guy.
He is, yes.
Yeah.
He's a good villain. I'm getting a little tired of it, if I'm completely honest. I think he's getting kind of pigeonholed into that role.
Well,
and he can do so much more.
He can be the scary European.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so hopefully he's good in this. He's going to do some villainous
good in
things.
Everything. Come on.
Yeah, but that's all I know. Any other thoughts, any other stuff that you've heard about this? Somehow we've managed to not have this spoiled in 6 years.
That's very strange.
And I think it's probably because not as many people cared about this one.
Yeah, it just didn't get out there. You know, Daniel Craig is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really curious what he's going to do next after Bond because, you know, he's only in his 50s.
Yeah.
He still looks good.
He has another Knives Out coming.
That's true. If you haven't seen Knives Out, go see Knives Out. It's great.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that, we are going to go and watch Spectre, and we will be right back. And we're back. So that was Spectre.
Yeah.
Trent, immediate thoughts.
I'm conflicted.
How are you conflicted?
A couple of reasons. First being, I had no idea that they were going to connect all of these movies together.
Yes, I think also it would not have made too much of a difference had you actually rewatched the other ones right before this.
I agree with you. I wouldn't have known either way.
No.
But at least I would have gotten the context for what they're talking about.
I suppose.
At least some of it, anyway. I know a lot of it is new, and they introduced this character that is a character from long past movies.
Right.
So I feel like they were just kind of shooting their shot with this movie to say, hey, all of these Daniel Craig movies are all connected. Please let us keep making them.
Right. Yeah. It is something that is new to the Daniel Craig James Bond, that there is a through line.
Right.
This literally has not happened in all of James Bond ever. And they've made 25 of these things or something.
Right.
While ambitious, it's not like the Marvel movies where they're giving you like standalones and then,
things in and out. And...
It's more, here's a story, here's a story, here's a story. Oh, by the way, they're all connected.
Yeah, and this man has been pulling the strings all the time. I was always there, but you never saw me.
Man in the shadows. Oh, and also, he's like a supervillain for James Bond.
Yeah.
Who is a reinvention of a previous villain.
Yeah, Blofeld.
Which, how you got that and I didn't, like, obviously he shows up with a white Persian cat.
Yep.
I did think that odd. Mm-hmm. Oh, the supervillain with a cat.
Yep.
But then he gets blowed up and he has a scar. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's Blofeld. I was like, what do you mean it's Blofeld? Guy from the James Bond movie.
He said his name when he was in the chair.
Right, and it didn't mean anything to me.
So, well, okay, I recognize the name Blofeld, not because I saw any of those old movies.
I was going to say, because I've seen a lot of these, but I've not seen them in many, many, many years.
Yeah, I haven't seen... The only James Bond movies I have seen are all of the Daniel Craig ones up to this point, and GoldenEye. That's it.
You have no knowledge before that.
I mean, knowledge, sure, but I don't have, like, firsthand, I've seen the movies, no.
Meanwhile, I think I've seen all of the Sean Connery, maybe except one. I've probably seen all of the Roger Moore.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen at least one of the Daltons, one of the two.
Yeah.
And
I've seen all the Pierce Brosnan.
I've actually only seen 3 out of the 4. There's one I haven't seen.
4?
There's 4. Shows how much you were paying attention in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yes, there are 4. I haven't seen the last one.
Okay.
But I've seen all the Daniel Craig ones, save the new one that's about to be released.
Yeah.
But I don't know all the villains. I don't know the lore.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet if I talk to my dad, he once upon a time watched all these movies, which is why I've seen so many of them, because my dad liked them. These are dad movies.
They are.
A different kind of dad movie.
Yeah. So what did you think?
I agree with you. I think while it wasn't bad, it's just a little confusing because I'm expected to remember all these things that happen. And let's be honest, Quantum of Solace is kind of a mess and it's hard to follow on its own, let alone trying to bring back characters from 2 movies ago.
From Quantum of Solace.
No!
Casino Royale was remarkable because they were reviving the series, reviving the character, and assigning new things to it, putting it into more modern times, because with Brosnan, it was the first time after the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yes.
You had to get a new enemy.
Right.
Now, Daniel Craig, his stuff is more intelligence-based and not this, like, super spy shit.
No, it's more, every single one of these movies, it's like, you're old hat and we don't need spies anymore.
Yeah, that's
and
almost
this is
every
an old
movie.
Man's game.
Yeah.
Every year we're putting you on the bench. You're not playing this game.
Pencil pushers and well, it's not just him. It's M and Q and
the
all
whole organization.
That whole organization.
And
the
this
00 unit.
This one more than any because they're literally
shutting it down
and combining it with MI5. And MI5 is more the public-facing intelligence agency. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically,
it is the equivalent of our CIA.
Yeah.
But in reality, the CIA's scope is nothing compared to what the NSA is. So in this case, C, as he is referred to, is the new head of the overall intelligence agencies. He knows someone. He's like friends with the Homeland Security Secretary or something.
He's the Home Secretary, yeah. Which is their version of that.
Their version of that. Mm-hmm. So he gets it in his mind that we're going to combine all of the intelligence agencies. We're going to kick to the curb all of the old fossils like 007.
And replace the agents with drones.
And replace the agents with drones and have more surveillance. More surveillance, Betsy.
Everything united around the globe.
As if London didn't have enough CCT cameras.
Right. Like, you guys are surveilling everybody and their mom 24/7.
Now there's going to be more. And they're joining together with 9 other countries that have their own intelligence agencies, and everybody's going to be sharing them.
A global network of intelligence.
That couldn't ever go wrong.
No, Trent. Not once. So, yeah, I have kind of a lot of mixed thoughts about this. I thought that there were some really good action sequences. I thought some of the look, like there's a lot of glamour and style to certain parts of this movie.
As kind of all Bond movies do.
They do.
They always look cool.
They're extravagant.
Yeah.
They're like wealthy. Like, I always get wealthy, rich, globe-trotting shit. Like, when they're in Africa, they're riding the train and drinking champagne, and it's like 1940 Murder on the Orient Express kind of thing.
He's wearing his white coat and just looking dapper as shit, and she comes in with her slinky gown that she just happened to have with her.
Yes.
You know, getting served martinis
by
a butler.
Wearing silk blouses and sunglasses in the desert. Like, it's just it's an elevated glamour that's not real. Nobody does that anymore.
Except for James Bond movies.
Except for James Bond movies.
I mean,
there are through lines. Like, I could literally talk about nothing about this movie and just talk about James Bond abstractly for an hour.
Sure, and we won't get into that. I can mention the one Pierce Brosnan movie I saw, GoldenEye. They go to Cuba, and they just happen to have these outfits with them to go lounging on the beach.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. That's how things work.
Yes. But we won't get into that. We're going to talk about Spectre.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it could have been better. It was a little bit convoluted. I got a little confused a few times.
Yes.
Maybe you can help me out. Maybe not.
We'll see if I can clarify. Or maybe the other way around.
Yeah.
You can clarify for me.
Right. So let's just start at the beginning.
Opening sequence.
They're in Mexico City.
Day of the
Dead.
This was cool.
It started out with one of me and Betsy's favorite film tactics.
Yeah.
The long shots.
It's a single shot.
Single shot from the beginning of it until they get inside the building, and then there's like a fake
Potentially.
Anytime you're going to go in front of the camera and it cuts off completely.
It's usually because remember, this is the same director who directed 1917.
Sam Mendes.
Which is a movie made to look like one continuous shot.
I love Sam Mendes.
So movies. He kind of got a taste for it in this movie, and then he went even bigger.
That's right.
So yes, I think you're probably right. This was at least 2 composite shots. Yeah. But it does really look like
impressive.
one.
It was very impressive.
Yeah. So they're all, it's just the spectacle of that event. They're having a Day of the Dead parade. Festival. Everybody is dressed up. They're all skeletons and top hats. And it's very cool. Yeah, it looked really cool. Yeah. And then there's, a man in a 3-piece white suit. Mm-hmm. And we don't know who he is, and we don't know what he's up to. Clearly something nefarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a beautiful woman, there's a long shot, and then he's just sort of parkouring along the edge.
Well, he tells his lady to sit tight, I'll be back for you.
I'll be back in a minute. And yeah, we basically get a villain across the way, and he's got the room bugged. Yeah. And we find out there's going to be like a bombing.
Yeah, they're going to bomb some stadium.
Yes. So he takes out the guys, and I think he basically triggered the bomb. Like, my assumption was the bombs were in that building, and that's why it blew up.
And I don't know who triggered it or, like, how that happened.
I mean, he was just kind of firing at them.
I mean, I guess.
That would be my only thing. Or maybe somebody had a trigger on them.
That was a confusing portion for me.
It doesn't really matter.
The nice touch that I thought where he was pointing his gun that had the I've never seen like a kind of a green, hazel blue sight on it, the laser sight, and it showed through the smoke in the room with them, or like the dust, or like it just showed up in the air.
Any laser would do that. It's just
it's
unusual for it to be blue. Mm-hmm. It's normally red.
Maybe
it's a little
during
red
the daytime it was easier to see. I don't know. But that was a nice touch.
Yeah, and then there's, a chase scene where the guy survives this explosion and he gets on a helicopter.
Yeah, and I think that scene went on a little bit too long, like him going through the crowds. Like, yeah, I get it. You're going through the crowds to get to the square where the helicopter is going to come get you. Just get to the point, man.
Right. Well, this is every single one of these movies. Every James Bond movie that Daniel Craig has been in, and frankly, probably every James Bond movie, if you go back to the beginning, starts with a big action sequence. It's a lot of action and almost no dialogue.
Sure.
And it is rare that it doesn't stick the landing because it's setting up the tone for the whole movie. Skyfall, like you said, they introduce Moneypenny. They don't give her a name, but it's a dramatic chase sequence. There's a train. She's a sharpshooter, and she makes a mistake.
Yeah.
But we raise the stakes and we set up the whole movie.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought this one was cool.
The helicopter scene was intense.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're all like dragging each other out of helicopters, flying over this crowded area. And that's like the main area where the parade ends. So there's just thousands of people there, and they're all screaming on the ground.
Sure, because, this helicopter above them is like doing flips in the air and upside down.
Going really too low to be anywhere near them. And just lands. They all just part. I'm just going to land this helicopter.
Sure.
So we'll just get out of your way.
It's like any other day in Mexico City.
Yeah. And that's another thing about this movie is they are globe-trotting in this movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Holy cow, yeah. It starts in Mexico City, and then it just goes 50 places from there.
And then there's just and them fighting on the outside of the helicopter.
Yeah.
While
Yep.
That was probably the most impressive action scene. And we'll get into it, but I didn't really like the car chase in Rome. We'll get to that, but...
So yeah, title sequence.
Yeah, title sequence after he escapes.
I was trying to remember who sang the theme song for this one.
Yeah.
And the second the song started, I was like, oh yeah, it's Sam Smith, who won the Oscar for this one. And Adele won the Oscar. And I'm gonna go ahead and say for the next one, Billie Eilish
Congratulations, Billie Eilish.
At least gonna get nominated, if not win. Now, she's gonna have a harder time because there's actual West Side Story kind of stuff coming
we've got
out.
more competition this year as it would have been last year when this movie when the next movie is supposed to come out. But.
Right. So yeah. Anyway, the last two have won. Yeah. Billie Eilish is probably going to get nominated for an Academy Award this year.
The opening sequence was pretty good. It's very somber.
Yeah.
It's like reflecting back on all the horrible shit that has happened to Daniel Craig's character.
Yeah. Here's all these villains that you remember, and here's the women who have died, and just bringing all back up, and then
it sets up the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't know that at the time.
No. Now I know it, but...
Yeah, the opening sequence for Bond films is a big deal. And it's always been like this, where there's like women and slow
naked
motion,
women.
And it's always kind of a kaleidoscope, and cool
usually
song plays.
Usually you don't get the Bond just standing there shirtless.
No, that was a weird touch.
Yeah.
But we still got the opening with him walking across the screen with the scope.
Because he had never done it before.
Had he not done it before?
I don't think he had done it before this.
I think he did.
I don't know.
We're going to need to look into that. You can't make this movie without it.
But I will say, I mentioned that because I don't think Daniel Craig takes his shirt off the rest of the movie.
No.
He had to get himself in there.
Even during sexy times, he's just unbuttoning his shirt.
That's right. You gotta give something for the ladies. And the dudes.
Yeah. Well, and this was also at some point in this movie where you commented on how blue his eyes are.
Jesus Christ.
In 4K, it is unnerving how blue his eyes are.
It's like his eyes are just made of silver.
Yes. He's just looking into your soul.
Yeah, it's eerie sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so after the title sequence, we basically get some of the plot. So he comes back to London, and we find out there's going to be this big merger. We meet C, who is Andrew Scott. I think most people would probably know him from, most recently, Fleabag.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of internet famous for being the hot priest on Fleabag.
Okay.
The thing I am most familiar with him is he was on Sherlock. He plays Moriarty.
Oh, okay.
He's so good in this show, and he is really good at playing crazy. And in this movie, I wish he had gotten to be more crazy. He gets to be a little crazy.
He's very idealistic.
Yeah. But he didn't get to go far enough for me. I wanted more crazy from him. And of course, the thing you know him from.
The thing I know him from. I need to say something here. I know him from John Adams, the HBO miniseries about John Adams.
What?
And he is he plays Colonel Smith, who is this man who served in the army under George Washington and is courting his daughter.
Yes.
One of his daughters.
Marries his daughter.
Marries one of his daughters.
Yeah.
And he ends up being this...
piece of shit!
Well, he speculates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bad businessman.
He gets into some shit and kind of goes off and leaves his wife to go off and try to clear his name, basically.
History, folks!
make money and come back and, take care of his family once he earns success.
Right. And just go watch it. It's really good.
But he doesn't do it until John Adams dies.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's a great miniseries. Look it up on HBO Max. It's fantastic, especially if you like that era of American history.
So that's Andrew Scott.
So him. Hey, if this podcast is for nothing else, it's for recommendations, Betsy.
There you go.
Movie reviews, what?
Yes. So we find that out, and they basically say, James Bond, you're not allowed to go anywhere. You went too far.
Yeah, so the thing he was doing in Mexico City was not sanctioned.
No.
The reason why he is there is because Judi Dench, when she was still M, recorded a video before she died. Mm-hmm. I hope it was before she died. Ooh, spooky. It's October, Betsy.
Sure.
Saying, hey, if you're seeing this, I'm already dead. By the way, go kill this motherfucker.
Yeah. And then go to his funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know why. She clearly knows something that he doesn't know. He doesn't even know why.
Yeah.
But this was the man he chased on the helicopter, so he killed him. He threw him out of a helicopter.
But before that, he took his ring.
Yeah. Well, before he threw him out of the helicopter, yes.
Yes.
Yes, he threw him out of the helicopter. He's dead. He took his ring, and now he's going to go to his funeral in 3 days. But of course, he's grounded, so now he's kind of putting out the feelers, asking people for help. So, like, he enlists Moneypenny to kind of help him out with some information.
Yeah.
And she gives him a box. She has a box of personal effects from basically what's left of Skyfall. Because if you recall...
It blew the fuck up.
It blew up and burned the hell down. So there's really nothing left of his childhood home.
Yeah.
And he's got, like, a box with some papers and a picture that's kind of burnt.
Yeah, and the papers are essentially his adoption paper.
Well, yeah, like temporary, like...
Not adoption, but like foster care.
Yeah, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Guardianship.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah. Temporary guardianship. Yeah. That's what it's for.
Yeah, temporary foster parents because, hey, his parents were killed.
Yeah, and he was 12 years old, so he knows what happened. So we get that picture there. But yeah, they're basically... The initial MI building has been blown up, so they're going to tear it down. And now Q is living in like a sewer.
He's got new digs.
New digs underground. Yeah. Because he doesn't trust the prying eyes of the big fancy new building that they're all moving into. And he says, okay, James, come here. We need to talk. And he fills his body with nanobots.
Nanomachines.
Nanomachines. He has smart blood. Smart blood technology.
Smart blood. What the hell? What kind of name is that? You're James Bond. You can come up with something better than that.
No, smart blood. They can track him anywhere in the world. And then they show him a really fancy new Aston Martin. Yeah. But instead, he gets a watch that has a very loud alarm, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
coming from the guy who said in the first when he was first introduced saying, "What were you expecting? An exploding pen?"
Which
is a callback to GoldenEye.
And probably several other things.
Right. But I think that's most where it is known from, anyway.
At least recent memory. The people who are watching these grew up watching Pierce Brosnan.
Sure.
More likely than any of the others.
Definitely.
Yes. So he's kind of sent packing, but he basically lets Q know, like, I'm going to need your help. And he makes some line up about, it takes a couple of days for this smart
It takes 24
blood.
hours before the
48 hours.
Oh, and then he smiles.
Yeah. Sorry, 48 hours. So we might lose coverage for a little while, but then it goes into effect.
Yeah.
So, of course, what does James do but steal the car and go to Rome?
You can drive to Rome from everywhere in Europe.
Well, you can.
I know. That's such a strange thing for Americans.
I was having the thought the other day how, if I just decided on a whim to go somewhere out of the country, I have a passport, but you don't. But if you would live in Europe, everybody just has a passport.
That's like,
you're
born with it.
And you get a passport. They hand it to you.
Yeah.
Because you're 5 minutes away from 23 other countries.
Right.
So there's no point in not having it. It would make your life a nightmare. It's like driving state to state here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, how we go state to state is how they go from country to country.
Yeah.
It is such a foreign concept to me. No pun intended.
Foreign concept.
I said it. I said no pun intended.
So he goes to the funeral of this fancy assassin man in the white suit. And
who else is there but Monica Bellucci?
That's right. There's one scene. This is all she's in.
Yeah.
So she's the widow who apparently, because James killed her husband, she's now a target.
Yeah.
They don't really explain that.
So I would say, in this criminal organization, you're allowed to be married. And your wife, whoever that happens to be, can know about what you do, but as soon as you're gone, if somebody gets to you, she's fair game for the organization to take her out because she knows too much.
I guess.
That's how I interpret it.
Again, it was very vague.
Yeah.
It was like, let's get Monica Bellucci. The one from The Matrix.
The Matrices.
Which one is she in?
She's in 2 and 3.
Okay, that's why I don't
She's
remember.
at least in 2. I think she's in 3. You haven't seen 3.
I haven't. I've seen her. What would I have seen her in? She's in The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, God.
And she was also on Mozart in the Jungle, which is a TV show you haven't seen.
I am aware of it.
Yeah, she plays like a crazy Italian opera singer. She's not really crazy. She's just a little bit of
She's just an Italian opera singer.
She's a little bit of a live wire. So, like,
right.
she literally cuts a guy's ponytail off in the middle of a performance.
All right.
Because she needs to show him.
As you should.
Yeah, like, she grabs it and, like, threatens him and cuts off his ponytail in the middle of a live broadcast.
I've never seen Monica Bellucci in anything else other than this and The Matrix. It is odd to me to have her... I can't picture her being anything but very, very subdued.
Yeah, I suppose.
And like
she's
with
pretty
a
subdued
very
in this.
airy voice. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So James saves her and then presses her for information and presses her for something else too.
That's a penis.
Genuinely, that's just like what happens. Like, women can't deal with James Bond. It's just like, let me put my face next to you and, just go with it.
Whatever happens,
They always go for it. He never does anything they don't want him to do, but they all want him to do it.
Yeah.
She's literally like crying for her life.
Yeah, there's literally a tear rolling down her face as he is pushing her up against that mirror.
Yep.
And starting to make out and undoing her dress.
Her dress.
Let me just help you out of this.
Yeah. And then she gives him all the information that he needs, which is basically, since my husband's dead.
Well, and he's not even wasting time. Like,
nope.
He's making out with her, saying, where is this? Who is this?
Multitasking, Trent.
He's in a hurry.
Multitasking. There's always time. But basically there's this organization her husband's a part of, or was a part of, and they don't normally meet, but they're meeting tonight to take care of the vacancy that he has left.
Correct.
So she gives him what's happening, when it's happening, where it's happening, and he just strolls right in. And I'm reminded about this point of the movie that he is supposed to be a spy, a secret agent. Secret.
Yeah.
There is nothing secret about James Bond, and this is one of my favorite things about James Bond, is he literally marches into places, announces his name loudly, and gets in wherever he needs to go.
He makes sure that you know his full name.
That's right. He says it twice.
Yes.
In case you weren't listening.
And again, everybody seems to know him. He's just been around forever, and even Blofeld knows while he's sitting there that he's there.
Right.
In some capacity.
Absolutely. He's no dum-dum. He has eyes everywhere, so he knows this man has
Even though the security takes him at his word that I'm Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
Well, he just has to flash the ring and say, yeah, I'm a part of this organization, let me in.
But then they all get on the phone, so clearly I think they alerted them something weird is going on.
Sure.
But they just let him go about his business and collect all the information he wants.
Yep.
No big deal.
Yep.
He's James Bond.
So we have this meeting of the minds, let's say, and they're talking about, okay, we need to replace whoever this guy's name was. Who the fuck cares?
Yep. Assassin Man.
Yep. So I don't really understand what happens here, because the guy at the end of the table ends up getting killed.
Yes.
By Batista.
Yes.
By the way, Batista's in this.
Yes. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of an excuse to have him in the movie and make him menacing. Like, he has long, creepy thumbnails that he uses to impale dudes' eyes.
Well, you know.
If you're Batista and you're that size a man and you want to enter a life of crime, you could kill who you want, I guess, dude. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, and then he just takes his seat and, okay, he's on the board now.
Yeah. Is he Odd Job? Is that the joke here? Except instead of throwing a hat.
He doesn't have a bowler hat to
or
throw
a shoe. Random task. That's kind of what I thought. Like, I'd be curious if we go and look. I don't even know if
they gave him a name. So they I guess, end that little thing. It's like, okay, yeah, you're on the board now. And Blofeld, who is Christoph Waltz's character.
Whose name we don't know.
We don't find out until much later.
A man in the shadows.
He's just a menacing dude in the shadows. You don't even see his face.
Nope.
Until the end of the scene.
Right.
Where he starts talking directly to James Bond.
Mm-hmm. And
as if he was right in front of him.
He shows his face enough that he knows who it is.
Yeah.
And then there was a chase scene. So this is the scene you were alluding to before. So he takes his Aston Martin, and then Batista somehow managed to catch up with him.
Yep.
And they're driving through Rome in these fancy sports cars. So what was weird about this scene, or what were you unimpressed with?
It was a generic chase scene. There was nothing exciting happening with it. It just felt like an excuse to have fancy cars go fast in these Italian streets. That's all. That's all. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because we watched all of the Fast and Furious movies, and car chases just seem like dull to me if they don't have bombast going on all the time.
Where is Vin Diesel?
I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. Like, that whole scene was boring and went on too long.
Again, this is something I noticed every single time. It's always one guy in the chase scene, in the action sequence. So it's James chasing whoever. And he has nobody to play off of. Yeah. There's no dialogue. There's no witty repartee. There's no Helen Mirren flirting with Vin Diesel.
Sure.
It's just James, the quiet, stoic type.
Yeah. And, you know, he does talk to himself a little bit when he's going through...
Barely.
When he's going through the switches.
He's not talking to himself. He's talking to Q abstractly.
Sure,
all right, Q, give me something.
Yes.
And that's like the only...
That's it.
The only highlight from this is the buttons not doing what he thinks they'll do.
Yeah, that was the only entertaining part of that.
Yeah, because the car was designed for 009.
Yes.
So there's a music station built in for him, which he hates.
It's the music station... they didn't load the guns in the back.
It was a prototype, Trent. He stole the car before it was ready.
It's true. The flames certainly worked.
Yes, the flames worked, and the ejectocito.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah, so he just, again, has an excuse to get out of the car. And now that, I would have to go back and see which James Bond movie initially did that, because it could be that that's tied in to the same Blofeld film.
It could be, but it's also in XXX.
Yes. Yes, there's a lot of that going around. Yeah. But yeah, that in one of the initial things, that's like one of the first gadgets in James Bond was the ejector seat.
Sure.
Now, I don't think he ejected. I think he ejected other people.
Sure.
But yeah, he lands like a suave motherfucker with his parachute and just like walks away. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. So yeah, just like random chase scene, and
he gets away.
He gets away.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's kind of a hint that he knows this guy. And that's really all they leave it as. So he knows who this person is. He calls up Moneypenny and he says, look up the file for this dude, Franz whatever, who's supposedly died 20 years ago in an avalanche with his father. He's presumed dead and they never found the body.
Yeah.
Which in these kinds of movies, if they don't find the body, they're probably not dead.
Just like in Game of Thrones, if you don't see them die,
that's right.
They're not dead.
That's right. That happened often in this movie.
Yeah.
He's difficult to kill, this one.
Yeah. And we'll get to that in a minute. But, so we go back to London, and they're having their little meeting with the, what is it called? The I-9?
The who?
They're trying to do a vote.
Oh, yeah.
For the new intelligence program, and it doesn't pass. They vote 8-1.
Yes, South Africa says no.
South Africa says no, and it has to pass unanimously, much like the UN.
Yeah. So this whole combining forces thing isn't going as planned.
Correct. Yet. But then C comes out and says, "Well, we'll just have to see how that
see
go."
About that. I'm hilarious. Yeah. What happens? Oh, yeah. In the car chase, there's also a reference to Quantum. So they say Mr. White from Quantum of Solace.
So Moneypenny was saying, yeah, this guy was involved. And this is where, like, my understanding of what was happening went way off the rails. Because they're referring to previous movies that I don't remember a goddamn thing about. And we finally find out, okay, this is where James Bond is going to go next. He goes to Austria.
Yes, to find this guy who is apparently from Quantum, who I don't remember.
Yeah, apparently he was in Quantum of Solace. I don't remember him. I don't care. It doesn't actually matter.
Not really. He's there to set up that he has a daughter.
Right. Well, that he has a connection to Blofeld, and he was a member of this organization.
Yes, and he's got a daughter who he's protecting.
Right.
So James says, I will protect her.
Right. Before he goes there, M has calls up. This is right after they voted. M calls up Q and says, "Oh, we just saw this thing on the wires saying, hey, there's this fancy Aston Martin in the river. In Rome.
Can you confirm that Bond is in London?
Please confirm the Bond is actually in London." And Q just straight up lies.
Yeah. He says, yep, he's in Chelsea.
Uh-huh.
Definitely there.
Yep.
Don't you worry.
But he pulls it up and he is in Austria. So we go on this trek to snow-covered Austria. I didn't know it snowed there. Whatever.
Yeah, there's mountains and shit.
I guess. But yeah, he's in the middle of nowhere. And I don't even know what this... Mr. White, they called him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't remember who this is. He's some guy.
He's some recluse.
He was poisoned though, so he's gonna die anyway.
Right, so they have this little meeting and he says, yeah, you have no idea what he is capable of. He is everywhere. He is, which right there gave the connection that he has something to do with his intelligence service that C is trying to implement. Again, it's all kind of too convenient and very, very connected. And I wish they would have let the audience connect the dots themselves rather than just giving away here.
Well, they're giving it to us, but I'm missing information because I just haven't seen this movie often enough to remember why any of this is relevant.
Right. But, so they have their little meeting, and he says, yeah, I have a daughter.
Yep.
Go to this place. You can find the L'American. And again, those were some words, like her name, where she is, and the L'American. I don't really understand words like that. You just please speak slower to me. I'm a stupid American.
I know this is a complicated spy movie, but I'm a stupid American. Please just slow down.
Or maybe we should just turn on subtitles for all of these.
I don't know. But yeah, then Bond goes to find her. She's this fancy doctor.
Yeah.
He says who he is, and I'm here to protect you. She wants nothing to do with him. She wants nothing to do with this life.
She kicks him out.
And then Q shows up.
Q shows up.
Because he basically says, your ass is grass.
Yeah, I'm in hot shit here. Moneypenny is in the same position. Yep. Our careers are over if you don't end this right now.
Yeah, you're coming with me. We're going home.
We're having to lie for you, and we can no longer continue to do this.
Right.
And he says, okay, I get it. One more thing, though. Analyze this ring.
Yeah.
Tell me when.
Give me an hour.
Yeah, give me an hour. I'll meet you at your hotel. And that's the end of that. But in the interim, the daughter gets kidnapped.
Yep.
Madeline.
And we have another action sequence.
Which I think that action sequence was pretty good.
Where did he get a plane?
You know, there's planes in the mountains.
I don't believe you. I looked away for like a second, and then he's in a fucking airplane for no real reason. Except we needed an airplane chase also in this movie. We already had a helicopter, we had cars, so now we need an airplane.
There's a lot of shooting of guns at aircraft.
Ping, 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 ping,
in this
ping.
movie.
So good. Ping, ping. I'm a spy. Yeah, and it just, I don't know. I didn't need one more action sequence here.
The plane falling apart was a nice touch. I like that.
I was a little bit confused and bored at this point, so I kind of wasn't invested in this action sequence.
Yeah, and I also don't know who the hell this lady is and why is
it relevant? Why is he chasing them? Why are they here?
Why did Batista kidnap her?
Right.
What information is she going to give him?
What does she need to be involved for at all?
Yeah. Is it just to prevent her from telling Bond about it?
I guess. I mean, she knows some information, but she clearly doesn't know everything.
And she knows enough.
Yeah, I don't know. So this whole thing could have been cut for me. I would have been fine without it. But
she should have just went with Bond.
Yeah. So we find out that Q has done his research and this
ring. He put the ring on a little tiny miniature scanner. Yes. And apparently you can get DNA information off of that.
Okay. So do none of these people wash their hands?
Okay.
There were like fingerprints and DNA all over this ring, and there's like 12 people who have held this ring.
Also, like he put it in the dust in the dude's cabin.
Yeah.
And it's covered in blood. Well, that one was covered in his blood. Remember when he took it off his finger?
Yeah. That. But again, none of you're all running around with this ring on your hand, and you're all filthy beasts.
Well, there's a lot of like crevices in it. Maybe your skin gets in there, and it's hard to clean.
I don't know. That's all I could think of was you've had so many people have had this ring, and all of their DNA is still on here. You're telling me not one of you got wet wearing the thing? I don't believe you. I own jewelry. I do remove it occasionally, but some jewelry you wear all the time.
It's true.
I don't know. It was just a weird thought that bothered me. It's like, how did you get all this information?
Yes.
You're smart, Q, but you're not that smart.
So Q finds all this information, and he goes to Bond after the chase, and who the fuck cares about that? And says, hey, I think you're onto something here.
Yeah. It's all part of one organization.
Yeah.
Every villain,
remember this movie? Hey, remember this movie?
Yeah.
Hey, remember this movie?
Every
it's all connected to this motherfucker.
From every movie that you've been in. You don't know you're in movies, but this is how this works.
Yes.
All of these missions are connected.
Yeah.
And they're all under the same umbrella organization, and they don't know what it's called, but of course she knows what it's called. It's called Spectre.
Spectre.
Which again, this is apparently some, overarching James Bond lore from the novels.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that. Because Blofeld is apparently in charge of that.
Yes.
Like, this is the first time they've ever, like, really tied it back. Like, they're all based on novels, and I've never read these novels.
No.
But it's just weird when they actually, like, start drawing larger connections because they just don't really spend a lot of time doing that.
You know, it's like the extended universe.
Yeah, exactly.
They find out all this information, and they go on a train trip.
They're talking about l'Américaine. They're looking for a person.
Oh, right.
So they're looking for a person, but she says it's not a person, it's a place.
So they go to Morocco.
So they go to Morocco to this hotel called l'Américaine.
Yes.
And they have, like, time ransacking this room, and there's nothing there. So he threatens a mouse. Who sent you? Who do you work for? I liked some of those moments.
The little moments, like, hey, this is a silly movie. Just don't take yourself too seriously.
Well, like in the chateau or wherever he was up in the mountains, the low level security guards try to kick him out.
Yeah.
And he shoves him and he says, "No,
no, sit down,
stay down,
stay down."
Just that kind of stuff. And like the thing with the mouse, that's the stuff that I enjoy because
James Bond movies should be cheeky.
He's a very cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
And there's lots of those moments, like pretty much every interaction he ever has with Q.
Sure. And I like Q in this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I miss the old dude, but hey, this new guy's good.
Yeah. Like, this guy is a little more straight-laced, where the Q in the old movies was a silly old man.
Yeah.
They've kind of reversed roles. Now James is just being cheeky the whole time, and he's just trying to do his job. Listen here.
Well, like I said, what did you expect? An exploding pen?
Yep. But they finally figure out there's like a secret room behind the room, and it's full of spy equipment, and they're trying to basically track this bad guy.
Sure.
Who again? It's Franz.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And so they find him in the middle of nowhere in the desert.
Yeah.
So they all get on a train. Like I said, it's like an old-fashioned train, and it's a lot of glitz and glamour, even though it's not. It's just them, like, choosing to get all dolled up and eat in the club car.
Oh, eat?
Drink.
There's no eating in there. That's all drinking.
That's true. I don't think I've ever seen James Bond eat anything. He just drinks a lot.
God. Oh, man. I don't know if I've ever seen him eat anything.
Yeah.
Maybe an olive. Do they put olives in his martinis ever?
Yes. Yes, there were 3 in these.
There you go.
That's his diet. A steady diet of
pimentos.
Of vodka-soaked olives and pimentos. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, then again, we get kind of a little bit of insight. Like, they get flirty, the two of them, him and this woman, Swan.
Well, she says, stop staring. He says, well, stop looking like that.
Yeah. And then Batista shows up inexplicably. How he got on the train, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Looking very dapper.
Yeah, 3-piece suits.
Batista looked dapper in this entire movie.
He did. And he didn't say a word
except
until
he did.
The very end.
The very end of that fight, which was, I think, a good fight. Like, small spaces like that, we've talked about it before, where if the scenes are too long and you're not cutting quick enough, it seems odd, and in a small location like this, it's harder to do it, but I think they pulled it off.
Yeah.
So them going into all the different rooms, from the dining area to the bar, from car to car back into the storage.
Yep.
That was great. Through
the kitchen, through here, through there. He lights him on fire. They bash each other against the wall. He tries to throw him off the train and fails.
And Bond tries to stab him with an ice pick.
Sure. Normal Bond stuff.
He's seen Basic Instinct.
He has. This is canon.
Yes.
I've just decided.
Yes. But yeah, Batista gets tied up, I guess, by Bond, and these kegs are going out of the train, and his one and only line in the entire movie was shit.
Yeah, because he's tied up and thrown off the train, and that's the end of Batista.
Yeah, it's kind of an unearned, one-liner thing, but okay, you have to give him a line.
I guess.
You have to give him a line.
I wonder how
that
much...
might be like a fucking Actors Guild rule. You have to have a line if you are credited in the movie like this.
Not necessarily. What was that movie we watched with Ruby Rose? She was in some movie where she
Oh,
didn't say
that
a
was
word.
John Wick.
In John Wick,
Well,
yeah.
she's also mute.
She genuinely doesn't have any lines in that movie.
Yeah.
But she got a credit. So
I don't know what the rules are.
I would be more interested in how much he got paid to speak one line.
That's the other question, yes.
That would be far more interesting. By payment per line,
Yeah.
he was well paid.
So when did this come out again? Remind me.
2015.
2015. So when did Guardians come out?
Probably about 2015.
Yeah. So this was like his beginning. And he got a lot of exposure, like all at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the exact year, but it was probably around this time.
Yeah.
For the first one, anyway. Yeah, and then, there's some shenanigans. Basically, the C guy, somehow, it's suggested that, there's trouble in South Africa. Oh, South Africa voted no. Now there's suddenly all these explosions and bad things happening in South
attacks.
Africa.
Whoops.
And what do you know? Now there's a unanimous ruling, and they passed the legislation, and they're going to combine their efforts. And also, we're shutting down the 00 program. Bye!
See ya.
Effective immediately. So M's out of job. All the agents are out of job. We're shutting this shit down because we don't need you bitches anymore.
That's right.
So Bond is on his own. They can't send any help, even though they know exactly where he is. They know they're on a train. They know they're heading to this compound.
And they also have a scene where they realize, all of our agents are also being bugged and monitored. Not only the agents, but the like Moneypenny was caught on surveillance helping Bond.
So M knows this.
Yeah.
So he tells them no, because all you're going to do
You're just going to
make more trouble.
Attract more attention to Bond.
Yeah.
So we're going to hurt him, not help him, by helping him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if we do this, they're just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after Bautista, him and Swan, James Bond and Dr. Swan, because that's her name, Madeline Swan, they have sexy times on the train.
Yeah.
Yep, sexy times.
Sure, why not?
That's number 2. So they're in the middle of the desert, and then there's this car from the 1940s that comes to pick them up.
It looked like something out of a goddamn cartoon.
Like I said, this is like a weird little moment where they're just like looking glamorous in the desert at this wasted out depot.
Yeah.
And this car from the 1940s shows up to pick them up. And this is, again, one of those, like, they know they don't even have to send a message because they're all being watched.
Sure.
They just have to sit there and wait.
Mm-hmm.
And so our villain knows they're there, sends a car, picks them up, and he just, in the grand tradition of James Bond villains, hosts them. You are all my welcome guests to my villainy.
Right. Well, and this facility... They say it doesn't show up on any map.
No.
But from satellite imagery, it's there.
Yes.
And it is a crash site for a meteorite.
Yes.
That crash landed.
A crater.
Yeah, it is a crater that apparently has abundant water supply.
My secret volcano lair. My secret crater lair.
My secret crater garden.
Yes. I think it probably has something to do with that. It's a natural formation, and there's probably
maybe water tends to pool wherever it
an
gathers.
oasis.
It pools down there. It's like an oasis. Yeah.
It's not like you can't find water in the desert. It's just unusual.
Also, he's using it to water his lawn.
Yeah, his desert lawn is very thirsty.
Oh my god.
Shut up and enjoy the villainy.
That's the villainy, wasting water, Betsy.
Yes, they're extravagant and ridiculous and wealthy, and that's the villains of James Bond.
Right.
They're not like nobodies. They're all like very well connected. They come from aristocracy.
They're sociopaths.
They're all sociopaths, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has to give up his gun, and they reveal the whole plan to him.
Well, they show him their rooms first.
Yeah.
And they put the pictures Like, their childhood pictures. Somehow he got access to...
He's a super villain. He has access to anything he wants. He has water in the desert, Trent.
Oh, okay, that makes total sense then.
So yeah, there's a picture of her with her dad, and he lays out a dress that fits her perfectly.
Of course.
You know, it would be rude not to provide a wardrobe.
They know
for your
her
guests.
size. They know everything about you.
And
Facebook knows my size, for fuck's sake.
yeah. And then there's a picture in James's room that it's the same picture that was in the stuff from Skyfall.
Which was a full picture, not just a burned up photo.
So it was in the original burned up photo, it was a older man and a young James.
Yep.
And then somebody who had been burned out of the photo. And in this picture, it's revealed that it was Franz. Franz the villain.
Yeah.
So, okay, they clearly grew up together.
I guess.
What's the context here?
And again, I kind of want to go and rewatch that whole thing with subtitles because he just kind of went off. I didn't really understand it.
Oh, I did. We're getting to it.
Okay, we'll get to there.
Explain. Yeah, but they're basically at this information compound, and he reveals his whole plan because any good supervillain...
That's what supervillains do.
I need you to know what I am doing before I kill you.
Well, and he knows that, you know, the 00 program has been shut down.
Yeah, in real time, he's got it on camera.
Yeah, and he even asks, well, why are you James Bond? Why are you here?
Yeah.
I'm here to kill you.
Well,
I thought you came to die.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Same difference.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and he gives up the information that he has built this network. Basically, this merger of intelligence agencies is his idea.
Yeah,
He's
paid for the equipment. He paid for the building.
Yep.
All of the entire stuff. And C is his disciple.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he tells James, haven't you figured it out? Every time something bad happens to you, it's because of me.
Yeah,
this guy, me. This guy, me. That woman dies, me.
Yep.
M dies, me. It was me. Me. I'm taking all the credit. But you've been too dumb to notice.
Yeah.
Well, I feel too dumb to notice because it's like you're retconning.
Almost.
It's like you're retconning, guys.
Almost as if you were not actually in those movies at all, and there was no reference to you whatsoever, and the writers just wanted an excuse to make you so that they could continue making these movies.
Yes. So this is about where it gets real, like, convoluted and weird, because it's like we're just trying to hastily scrap everything together.
So explain to me what's happening after he gets a fucking needle screwed into his neck.
So he gets knocked out. James gets knocked out, and he wakes up, and he's strapped to a chair, and he's got his fancy torture device. So he's got a drill that can basically get pressure points in your brain or something.
Spinal cord?
I didn't really understand.
It kind of went into his neck, not his head.
Well, it went into, like, his jaw. So, like, the first one kind of went in, like, at his temple, jaw area.
Maybe, like, the lower lobes of the brain
Yeah,
are
and
there.
he said something about, this is gonna make your eyesight wonky. Like, he wants to torture him slowly. So, we basically, why are you doing this? She keeps asking, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And he tells her, because, again, supervillain. So, James' parents died.
In a climbing accident.
So he grew up wealthy, and he was basically handed over to Franz's father. His father took James in and taught him how to ski and taught him how to hunt and basically treated him like he would a son.
Yep.
And instead of enjoying the company of young James, he was a rich twat who couldn't handle being a sibling. And so he has resented James his entire life. Basically, this is all like a sibling spat, even though he's not a biological sibling.
But how the hell doesn't James remember him?
He does remember him. He does. He just doesn't realize that this is what has been happening because he didn't know he was alive. Because it is revealed that he resented his father for liking James more than he liked his own son.
And that was
so he
the accident.
killed his father. He triggered the avalanche. His father is dead. He disappeared.
Okay.
They can't implicate him for his murder because they think he's dead too. And then he's fucked off for the last 20 years and been an evil Spectre behind the scenes.
Pulling the strings and making things happen.
So that's
and making James's life a living hell.
Yes. So he's basically slowly torturing James over 20 years, but not face to face. And apparently that's not enough anymore. He's gotten too close. So now he's got to take matters into his own hands.
Okay, this is even more fucked up than what I thought it was.
Okay, well, what did you think? Because he literally explained this.
I kind of glossed. I did. Yeah,
You were so distracted by drills going in his
I
face.
really was. I really was. I did not like that one bit.
No, and like he wakes up and there's a furry Persian cat there, and I'm like, what the fuck's with the cat? Why does this villain have a cat? Like, how cliche are we gonna be?
Yeah.
And then he says his name is Blofeld, and you're like, oh, Blofeld. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
Like, I missed this entirely.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you said it, and he shows up later with the scar, I was like, oh, that guy.
You know the Blofeld. It's the guy that Dr. Evil is based on.
He's modeled after him, yes. Yeah, he's a bald guy in a utilitarian suit.
Yeah.
He carries a white cat, and he's got a scar on his face.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, this is who we're dealing with.
All right.
Blofeld is just sick in the head. He is just literally throwing a temper tantrum because daddy likes someone else better. Short version of it. And that's what our supervillain is. It's
really the root of all evil.
I resent that you were better. You were better liked than me.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. You're a big baby man.
That's not even middle child syndrome. Yeah.
No, this is straight up like, I don't like you, so I'm gonna like a sociopath murder you and your friends.
All right. So this basically brings the whole Skyfall thing full circle. We find out what happened with James. We find out his backstory and what happens to okay. All right.
Now
I get
you're
it.
caught up.
I think I get it now.
Okay. So yeah, they make a heroic escape because he's got the watch that goes boom. He blows up the compound. We assume this guy is dead.
Well, and they escape. He shoots this valve that explodes some gas, and that's enough for them to escape. But then when they're about to get into the helicopter, there is a much bigger explosion.
Kaboom!
Which I assumed at the time, oh, that was just triggered. Blofeld is still alive. He escaped, and he triggered something to blow up the rest of his compound.
I am in the future also, and I know he's in the new one, so I knew he didn't die.
Yes, I know that.
So I knew he didn't die.
Yeah.
Just because I know he's in No Time to Die.
And I think even if I was watching this brand new, I would have thought the same thing.
It's the thing we talked about before. If you don't see it happen,
yes,
it didn't actually happen.
Yes,
they're really good at demonstrating, like, look at this man flying out the train. He dead. Yeah. Look at this man flying out the helicopter. He can't really fly. He dead.
Yep. But also, when you get little tiny drills into your neck, you should be dead.
Yeah, I didn't that was freaky. I didn't like the drills.
Don't like that.
I don't like the tiny drills.
Damn it. And the little drop of blood.
Yeah.
Just a little drop of blood.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, you gotta move on because it's, you don't have lasers. You can't strap him to a table with lasers anymore. It's not the 60s trend.
It's true.
Yeah, so we know what's going on. We know who our villain is. We know this system is bad, so we need to shut it down. So the rest of the MI6 gang gets together on a mission, and they're going to hack the system and keep it from going online. They, kidnap Madeline again because Blofeld's not really dead.
Yep.
He's in the old MI6 building that's rigged to blow because they're going to level the whole building.
Yep.
And yeah, he's alive. He's Blofeld. He's the guy with the scar.
He now has the scar.
He now has a scar and his eyes all jacked up.
Yep. Which looked good.
Yeah.
That looked believable.
Yeah. They all succeed, but everybody succeeds. They shut the thing down. The bad guys, C falls off a ledge and dies.
Yep.
And,
very dead.
James rescues the girl. The building blows up. He pings a helicopter. And then he's left with the choice. He could finish it or he can live happily ever after. And he opts to take the girl.
Yeah.
So he throws down his gun, leaves him
out of
alive.
bullets.
I'm out of bullets. MI6.
Which is a metaphor, Betsy.
Oh,
He's
is?
all out of bullets.
Oh, okay.
Which, from there... Okay, let's talk about the ending here.
All right.
So, the gang's back together. M is back in charge of everything. The new thing is not going on anymore. Q is back in his little compound. James shows up and says...
Oh, there's just one more thing I need.
Yeah, so they mention it in the beginning, where he shows up the first time, saying, "Oh, look at this old car."
He has the old Aston Martin.
It's the old school Aston Martin.
But it's just the shell, because he basically blew it up at Skyfall.
It up. Yeah.
But it's restored now, so he gets to drive off into the sunset in it.
Which, right there, I feel like they were just trying to end it there, or at least they wanted to put a scene in there where he could just drive off into the sunset.
I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be the last one, but because it wasn't well received, they didn't want to end it there.
Right.
Because this would have been a shame if this was the last one.
Yeah.
I think it was a little confusing and a little bit lost in the middle, and just enough reasons that he's like, I got one more in me.
I didn't feel satisfied
No.
by any of that ending.
You could have ended it with Skyfall.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been fine.
Yeah.
That would have been off with a bang.
Skyfall was incredible.
Yes. But this one, it's just like, wait, what? Who?
Right.
Huh?
Why did you need to bring up all this other shit?
Literally
just to bring this new guy all the way up to the tip top of your enemies list.
Yep.
And then he just gets to be arrested and he gets to live out his days in prison. I mean, that's not satisfying from an action movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be more satisfying to end with something that isn't this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of my feeling. Like, maybe if I rewatch this, I'll have different feelings now that I understand. Especially if we go back and actually rewatch the other ones first.
We might want to have...
If we just do the marathon.
Yeah, we might go and watch at least Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'll skim through Casino Royale. I've seen Skyfall plenty of times, so I don't need to see that again.
Right. It's weird the things that I remember and don't remember, and I just don't remember Quantum.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the casino scenes in Casino Royale with Mads Mikkelsen and the car chase scene where she dies and things like that.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the new one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we did this just to get set up for the next movie, which, again, will be Daniel Craig's last movie with the James Bond series.
Yep.
When we watch that movie, we will cover it.
Yep.
As we will pretty much everything that we watch that's brand new.
Yeah, most of the people from this movie are in the next one.
Yeah.
Léa Seydoux included.
Yep.
I think the only new additions, it's going to be Rami Malek and Ana de Armas from Knives Out.
That's right, yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
It can't be worse than this.
Again, it's not bad.
It was just retcon.
Convoluted.
Retcon.
Retcon to hell. It didn't earn its ending.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this ending will be satisfying.
Yeah. I have a lot more to say about James Bond, but knowing that we're going to do another one of these, I'm going to save those thoughts for that one.
Yep. Totally. But yes, enough of this one, Betsy. We'll read one email and we'll get out of here. This is from Stephanie about Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
I hear that's about baseball and corn.
Might be.
It has been a long time since I've seen this one, but it holds a special place in my heart. And I feel like that's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you see it when you're a kid. If you're older than us, you showed it to your kids and they grew up, watching it. It's very much a movie that is a family movie.
Well, and around here, it's in Iowa.
It is in Iowa.
Midwesterners are like, hey, I've been there.
Yeah, I know what corn is. It reminds me of my dad. There you go. It reminds me of my dad, and it's a really warm and loving movie. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but there are a ton of great baseball movies. Agreed. We talked about most of them. Last night, my husband and I went on our anniversary date and went to go see Malignant. A great Great date movie.
Romance.
Malignant.
Romance is in the air.
It was horrible. We walked out and went to the arcade instead.
Excellent.
All right. Balls. Glad we salvaged our date night, but horribly disappointed in Malignant. So bad, do not watch it. We were not planning to.
So thank you for confirming our decision.
Yes. Love, superfan, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. But that's it for the show, Betsy.
Yeah.
So Bond, that's it for what is out there so far. I mean, the new one's coming out soon.
We'll get there.
Don't think we're going to watch it right off the bat. We're going to have a little bit of a break in the action for new movies.
Probably.
For a little while anyway. We're going to have There's still
not that many to see.
No, it's still October, and the new stuff doesn't really start coming out until November, December.
Correct.
That is like Oscar bait. What? Oscar season's coming up, Betsy.
Oh, good Lord. Didn't we just do that?
Yes, we did.
It's a short season this year.
It is a very short season this year. So that all was said about Bond and Bond movies. Email us. What do you think your favorite Bond is? Who's your favorite Bond? Yeah. Not just the movie. Who's your favorite Bond?
Who is best Bond?
Best Bond.
Who is best Q? Who is best villain?
Ooh. What do you think?
Yes.
What?
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean, always best villain.
Why not?
Always will die.
Facts.
Always game to die.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's the next title
always
of the next. That's the title of the next Bond movie.
It's okay.
Starring Sean Bean. He's the next Bond.
No, I can't deal with it. He'll do one and die.
He's 006.
Yeah, he already died.
No.
Sorry, spoiler kids.
Prequel even, but he's older.
That makes total sense and definitely tracks. But yes, tell us your thoughts about Bond.
Tell us all your stuff about the Bond movies and this one and all the other ones. Email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. And if you want to support the show, send us $1 or $2 or $5 or $10 or $50. I like bucks. You like bucks, Betsy?
Okay.
Betsy. Try to play along here.
Yes!
It's for money. It's for money.
Bucks money.
Buck monies. Yeah, that's the end of the show. This has been Never Seen It. That's the name of the show. I have to say it. So you're reminded of what the name of the show is, so you tell your friends and rate us on iTunes.
Yes.
And all that stuff.
Do those
Retweet
things.
us.
Listen
Share the
to
stuff.
us.
Tell your friends. And your enemies. But yes, I'm Trent, and that's Betsy.
That's me.
We'll be back to you next time with another episode of Never Seen It. Bye-bye.
Bye.